It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Niners and the Seahawks, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
It's known as one of the loudest stadiums in sports for a reason, and it'll only get louder as the collective 12th man starts cheering for their Seahawks. Welcome to Lumen Field in Seattle. Alongside Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, I know you're excited about this one. That's because it's shaping up to be a pass-heavy showcase for these QBs.
Kate, keep your eyes on the skies because that's where the offense and the fireworks are going to come from. We've heard from their teammates and coaches about the trust they have in these quarterbacks on the field to really steer these offenses. In a quarterback-driven league, that trust is essential to compete week in and week out, and we should have a good one today.
Here's Jason Myers to get this one going. And away we go from Lumen Field. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. So here come the 49ers for their opening drive. Leading them out, a player known, yes, for that draft status, but also as a great methodical passer. I know you love this guy, Brock. The last pick of the 2022 draft, it's Brock Purdy.
You know, Kate, people won't stop recognizing Brock Purdy as Mr. Irrelevant right at first, but they better start recognizing his game. He shed that label of his draft status to me long ago. He proved there is no fluke to his talent. He knows how to see it, how to feel it, how to deliver it, and most importantly, he knows how to elevate the people around him.
Big gain, 14 on the play. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Purdy throwing here on first. It's incomplete. Risky throw to the sideline. They're lucky that defender didn't keep on going down the sideline there. It's going to be second down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Purdy now on 2nd and 10. This is reeled in by Juwan Jennings. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. To throw again, it's Purdy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And that brings up 4th and short. He made taking away that quick slant look easy there, Brock, even in zone coverage.
Yeah, it is not an easy route to stop, and you have to have tremendous eyes. I talked to you, Kate, and everybody about anticipation as a quarterback. It's the same thing for a cornerback in zone. He anticipated that route. It was Johnny on the spot.
So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. So now it's the Seahawks' turn to take the field for the first time. And we'll get a look at their signal caller playing in his 7th season.
If we had asked Sam Darnold, coming out of USC as the 3rd overall pick in the draft, to write the story of his career, I don't think he would have written some of these chapters. But in the end, it makes you tougher. It makes you grittier. And playing quarterback in the NFL is a lot about that. Your ability to just withstand adversity and to continue to get up time after time after time. And Sam Darnold has shown that kind of perseverance.
It's a gain of 22. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Going to the ground again on first. And some great extra effort to keep that run going for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
2nd and 3. He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, a running back in the flat.
On 3rd down, Walker. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Toss play. This is Walker. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. They kick the running back in motion. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Nick Bosa makes the stop.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Kate, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
Niners countering with a 5th defensive back on this 3rd down. Darnold looking to throw. Still on his feet. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. Thought he had a touchdown there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
I like that, Kate. That's going to keep a defense honest. That proves that they're not afraid to take a shot on any given snap. And with enough looks, eventually, one's going to hit.
Jason Myers out there now to try and field goal for the Seahawks on 4th down. From the right hash, about 45 yards out. Myers' kick is good. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. San Francisco headed out for its 2nd possession of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun is Purdy. On target to his back, here's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 37. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
1st and 10 from the 41. A tight end in motion now. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the 43. He completes it in traffic. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. On the ground, this is Isaac Arindo. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after, looks like a yard gain. Julian Love bringing that one to an end. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. He's got it over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Third and short, here's Purdy. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
Purdy gonna go on 4th. No place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on downs.
Yeah, I don't care that they didn't get it. Still the right call in that situation. It's a little too long for a field goal, and a punt really nets you very few yards. The decision-making was sound. It was the execution that let them down.
The Seahawks taking the field for their second possession. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's a catch. Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's got a gain of 6 there. Renardo Green with that tackle. The stop made that time by the rookie from Florida State.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Darnold now to throw. That's complete to Valdez-Scantling. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
4th down punt from the Seahawks, and that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. And that kick a little too well struck. He drives it into the end zone for a touchback. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And after they were stopped on 4th down their prior possession, Brock, you got to wonder if they're going to be confident enough to go for it again if they get to that point here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Look at this. The wideout gets in to start this drive. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
On 3rd down, Purdy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
The 49ers are lined up in punt formation. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt goes 63 yards. And it'll be Seahawks football. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Yeah, you want to get above 5 yards to carry? Well, put together runs like that. And I'll tell you what else a run like that does, Kate. That sets up the play action, right? When you really just gouge and gash a defense like that, the next time you run that action, they're going to be thinking running the ball could go right over their head.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. They go play action on 1st. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
This is Walker on 2nd. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
And the 49ers in a nickel set. 3rd down coming. Throwing from the gun here. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And this is picked up by the 49ers!
3rd down, you could see he may have been trying to simply do too much to help his side. It loosened his hold on the ball and gave that defense a chance to knock it free. Instead of facing 4th down, they're off the field completely.
The 49ers back on offense and set to take over. And coming off a 3-and-out, Brock, they really need to build some momentum from the ground as they try to get on that scoreboard here. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down throw by Purdy. And this throw is knocked away, incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. And we'll see what they do here on second down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. The ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, you're looking at a huge gain.
Back to the air on second, Purdy. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up third down.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That one intended for Brandon Ayuk. So that brings up fourth and long.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And they are unable to tie up this contest.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Seattle offense eager to get back on the field. They lost it in enemy territory their last time out. Never a spot you want to fumble. So I imagine, Brock, it's going to be two hands on the football as they return to the field. The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 46. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. He drops it. Oh, a huge gain in hand, but he couldn't finish the catch.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
Throwing on 3rd and long. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
They'll go with Walker on the counter. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard. A quarter down, 3 more to go for these NFC West opponents. Just 3-0 is our score. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. About set for the second quarter. Seahawks football here. They're looking down to 2nd and 9. Here's Darnold to throw. This is reeled in by Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Play action on 1st down. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss.
And it just keeps coming, Kate. It just keeps coming. This defense relentless in this 1st half. 3rd time now this quarterback's got to pick himself off the turf. When they get in that locker room at halftime, it's going to be a quick one. I think the whole message is going to be, how do we protect our quarterback? Because if you can't do that, this offense can't get started.
He throws a bullet down the road. They connect on the deep shot. And this is caught. It's a Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks make it a 9-point advantage. How quickly things can change, partner. The pain from being taken down that prior play, yeah, I imagine that's gone and forgotten now, and it's been replaced by the adrenaline from finding the end zone there.
Yeah, that defense could have certainly used a pass rush from the previous play because that quarterback had plenty of time to scan the field and make a throw, and he gets an immediate measure of revenge for that sack.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The San Francisco offense headed out to take over. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Brock. It's 10-0 partway through here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They motion the tight end over. Purdy on 1st down. He'll get it to Brandon Ayuk. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play. Just like that.
Purdy throwing here on 1st. Has him on the quick hitter. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Play action now with Purdy. Cut out left. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Purdy setting up that play action. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They'll try it right with McCaffrey. And this goes across midfield and into Seahawks territory. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They send the tight end in motion. Here he is on 3rd and long. Forced out to his right. Oh, he's going to run for it. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a 49er 1st down.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that 1st down anyway.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They send the tight end in motion left. From the gun, McCaffrey. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 27. Finds his man. It's Ricky Pearsall. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. They get 13 on the pickup. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
From the red zone now. This one's caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you could find a completion just like that.
On second down, here's McCaffrey. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The 49ers start to fight back with their first points of this game. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown! Jake Moody on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Seahawks start headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Darnold. Smith and Jigba there to grab it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. He'll step up, and there he goes. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Brought down by Fred Warner.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
from the 34. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. They're going play action. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Give him 24 on that play. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. Touchdown, Seattle! So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Myers to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The 49ers are headed back out on offense as we get a look at Christian McCaffrey. They're down 10 partway through this one. Score is 17-7. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, Garindo. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Kate, I knew it at the time. I think everybody did. We knew the Legion of Boom was special, right? That entire secondary, but their safety's ability, Earl and Cam, to come downhill, to make those tackles behind the line of scrimmage as he just did. Yeah, I mean, you appreciate great safety play like that.
Motioning left is their running back. On 3rd down, Purdy. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this one does not go far.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Mitch Wisnowski headed back out as they'll punt it away once more. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The Seahawks are ready for another drive on offense as Jackson Smith-Njigba heads out. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now an inside give to Walker. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Diamador Lenore there on the stop.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing now, off play action. Into traffic, complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
We're at the 2-minute warning now from Seattle. The Seahawks with a lot of work to do to get into scoring range. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now he'll throw off the play fake. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. No luck connecting with Jackson Smith and Jigba. And it sets up 2nd down.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Caught. Cooper Kupp makes the play. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. A give up the gut to Walker. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far, but this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. My hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today. I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
Seahawks bringing out the punt team. The Niners have Ricky Pearsall ready to return. Got 46 on his first punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Second and 3 now. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Looking to throw. Complete to Pearsall. And he'll get it up to the 44. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. One last play before the break. One final shot before halftime. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. We've reached halftime from Seattle. It's the Seahawks leading in front of the home crowd. Now we'll send you from one end of the country all the way to the other. Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. In the first half, it was the veteran Sam Darnold who had the offense moving. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Here's Steven Sims with the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Seahawks back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Walker. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st and 10 from the 41. Staying with Walker. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 46. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Here's what I know. I know this one, Kate, from personal experience. After this one's over, QB, well, he's going to spend some time in that cold tub because he's been in so much time on the ground, taking a beating today. This offensive line, this offense has got to find a way to protect the passer.
Niners countering with a 5th defensive back on this 3rd down. Here's Darnold to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And that one comes down at the 2 before bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the 49ers on offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Pearsall there to grab it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought down by Reek Woolen.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Now motion him out of the backfield. Purdy gets this from the pistol. Getting out to his left. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Seahawks pick it up. And he's going to return this to the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks push their lead further to start the half. Like a freight train leaving the station after scooping off that fumble. Oh, he got moving on his way to the end zone, Brock. Nice hustle from the big man.
Is there anything more fun than seeing these big old human beings get their chance to get on a scoreboard? You see how it just ignites everybody.
Myers to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks take a 3-possession lead. Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored, and with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. He fields it from the 8. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. Now the 49ers getting set to go on offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. From the gun is Purdy. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. 2nd and 1. Finding Pearsall. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. A gain of a lone yard, but Brock, that's all they needed. 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Cut by Jennings. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a 49er 1st down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice, once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
First down throw by Purdy. Brought in by Ayuk. And he gets him around 6 there. Julian Love bringing that one to an end. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll motion him out of the backfield. This ball's caught by McCaffrey. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Now a give. It's McCaffrey heading right. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves them with 3rd down and 3. Purdy looking to throw. He has the San Francisco touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
On is Moody for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this second half. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. It's Walker on the give. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Running with Walker again. And he's tackled for a short gain. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Rolling left, buying some time. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
Play action on first down. This one's caught. It's cut near the sideline. And they'll have it across midfield as he runs out. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time.
Well, the officials are going to have to take another look at this one. Kyle Shanahan's challenging that call. Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You've got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Walker on first down. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 13 on that play. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Tight end going in motion here. Darnold. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
The offense not shy about sending him downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. To throw, here's Darnold. Finds Smith and Jigba. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Diamador Lenore there on the stop.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
They're going play action. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Myers' kick is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The 49ers headed back out on offense as we get another look at Brock Purdy. And the touchdowns got to keep coming for him as they still trail here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Purdy. No place to go, so he just threw it away. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Completed here to McCaffrey. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down.
Purdy throwing here on first. Short pass brought in. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. Second down now, 7 to go. Running back sent in motion. To throw again, it's Purdy. Kittle brings it in. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. That play good for 17 and a first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10 from the 41. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. He cuts it right. And he's going to score. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. There's time to chide him about poor tackling later, Brock.
And I probably will.
And you probably will. Coach probably will give him an earful about it as well. But let's not let the missed tackle take away from excellent effort he had on that run.
Yeah, it really was his effort to force that missed tackle. Okay, I think that's the key, and open the door for that touchdown. As soon as he slipped that stop, his mind was focused on one thing and one thing only, the end zone.
On is Moody for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Smith and Jigba going in motion right. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Diamador Lenore there on the stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Well, that's a tough one because you could see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. Let's give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottle him up before it came to fruition.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. It's the Seahawks with it, currently with a not quite so comfortable lead. So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough third down here. Throwing here, Darnold. Complete beyond the marker. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Here's Darnold to throw. No one open, so he chucks this to another county. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They go with Walker here. And this one doesn't go far. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. They go play action here. He rolls to his right. Oh, he's going to run for it. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, it's hard to come by in this league.
All right, here we go. Second down. Running is Walker. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Handoff to Walker from the gun. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
1st and goal. Here's Walker. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. They got a handful on the play. Now need a handful more. 5 yards on 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
They put a receiver in motion here left. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Darnold now to throw. They did it. He made the interception. Picked off by Trey Brown. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun is Purdy. That finds Ayuk, complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They kick the running back in motion. Catch made underneath by the back. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun snap for Purdy. He'll get this complete to Jennings. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. He's going to pull this one down, and he will score. It's a San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers come through to tie it in the 4th. Brock Purdy with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
And he comes through on the kick to give him the lead here in the 4th quarter. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The home teams and Sam Darnold heading out for their next shot on offense. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Throwing off the play fake here. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he could take the lid off a defense at any time.
3rd and long for him here. He's going to push one deep down the... That's grabbed inside the 30. All the way, touchdown Seattle. The Seahawks take a 4th quarter lead. Jackson Smith-Njigba with a touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Extremely important moment here for the Seahawks as they go for 2. And he reaches the end zone, so they'll be up to a 7-point lead.
You thought they were going to throw it, didn't you, Kate?
Could you tell? I did. I thought for a moment they might have been setting up to throw, but they stick to the ground and run it in for 2.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building, because there's all these pretty pass plays, all these creative designs, but don't ever get away from the simplest form of football, and that's running it right down your opponent's throat.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The 49ers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Throwing with a blitz on the way. He has the first over the middle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Purdy on 1st down. He's got Ayuk on that slant. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's a 49er first down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Nice cut back to the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
First down from the red zone. The throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Now it's McCaffrey. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. They only managed 1 on that carry. Now they're going to have 3rd and goal from the 5.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Buys time, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through. 4th down, that much tougher.
I know we talk about rhythm a lot when it comes to music, but it's the same thing with a quarterback and his protection. This QB was in rhythm, but they knocked the notes out of him on that one.
Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. He's back to throw. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on 4th down. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Walker running right. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. Second down now, 7 to go. Staying with Walker. And he's brought down for a loss. And right away we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. '49ers stacking up the secondary. Look at that. They're in the dime. 3rd down. Setting up to pass. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Punting unit out now. And he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Back to throw. Brought in by Ayuk. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
49ers moving quickly, trying to get their offense to the line. He'll look to throw it. Completed over the middle. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
49ers moving quickly, trying to get their offense to the line. Here he is to throw. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a 1st.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
49ers moving quickly, trying to get their offense to the line. 1st down throw by Purdy. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. To throw again, it's Purdy. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Now to throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Need this to force overtime. Deflected. Oh, they couldn't bring it in off the tip drill, though. They had the chance they wanted, Brock, but no, that's how this one's going to end. So several thousand 12th men and women cheering as the Seahawks win at home. And, partner, I know you took down plenty of division rivals in your NFL days. Heck, your conference opponents back in Washington in your college days always makes the win a little bit sweeter when it comes against a rival, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's just a little bit more emotion. There just is.
Yeah.
I mean, you try to keep every game level, and no opponent's bigger than the other, but familiarity does breed a little more contempt, and we could feel it today, and that's why that W is a little bit sweeter.
So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Seahawks winners, as we say so long from Seattle.